watching video and watching us practice, that we've been making some really good steps in practice. We could win this game. I did not have that idea that we could win, play like that. So I felt like the way we were running the floor, the way we were defending, it was like some of the better teams we've had in the past. As I watched scores, whether it was Youngstown, whether it was some other teams, they're playing teams much tougher than they're playing us, so I hope it's a good sign. I thought the beginning of the game was really all about the intensity Karras and Zach and Derek Walton brought to our defensive end. I mean, they were intense. Duncan as well, with we're going to shut this team down. And I challenged them. I think our defensive field goal percentage is around 40. One good game could put it under 40, and they did that. So I believe it's probably under 40 right now, because if you look at the really good teams, they're somewhere down below 40. So we got to continue to do that, because that's the easiest way to score, especially against the zone, is run.
Coach, on Tuesday you said you didn't know Karras was coming up on the triple-double. Tonight, did you know Derek was?
They told me just before it. And I said the same thing. This time I did not think about the hamburgers. I knew something was going on, and I said, what's going on? They said he's one away from a triple-double, and and it was rebounds that he needed. So the ball's got to go your way to rebound, and sure enough, he got a couple real quick.
And just to see, I mean, the fourth and the fifth in program history happen within the span of a week.
I don't know what it means. I mean, you didn't keep those stats. I would assume maybe Cassie Russell might have had some of those. I don't know if he did or not. I don't think they kept assists back in those days. So if they did, but it's, we're getting up and down the court. We're getting up and down the court defensively, so you can get assists. And they've been playing it like some 85 possessions a game. So we felt it could be that type of game, and that could help us if we can get out and run.
Brendan?
So when you say that you didn't know that you guys were going to play like this today,
Yeah.
over these last couple of weeks, and obviously the competition is different, but has this thing improved faster than you thought then?
Well, there's been moments that it's tough to look back at it, because you can't really touch it. But there's things in practice that are extremely still frustrating, because for some guys, it's been, 50 practices, some guys 150, some of them 250 practices, and they're still doing the same thing. But we've been just having this growth mindset that you're going to get one of these. How can we speed it up? And I've seen a couple of glimpses lately. Like Aubrey's dunk there was not about the dunk on the break where they threw it up to him. It was about his first 3 steps. He is lazy getting out of the box. He thinks he can win the race at the end. You win the race as soon as you see the rebound, your first 3 steps, you win the race. He took those first 3 steps, and now he sees what it's like to take 3 steps. That's what happens. So I've seen glimpses. I don't see, a team like we had a couple of years ago. Not yet, but it gives us hope that we keep moving forward.
And with Derek, not only 13 assists, but kind of the way he got them, lead passes in transition. He was looking off guys. It seemed like he was just really comfortable and in the flow.
What we encourage him to do really is conquer the middle of the floor. Just don't go to the conquer it. Own the middle of the floor, and now you can see the people underneath. You can see the wings. They've been seeing Derek pretty well, they see his buddy. He sees Karras really well. As you see Duncan, they're starting to see Duncan. Now they're starting to see the big guys. So it's a thing that they like to play with their teammates, and they play with them all summer. But now they're seeing the game. They're seeing the game, not just their teammates.
Swing over here to Kelly.
Besides Aubrey's dunks, he had a pretty big game. What was the biggest improvement that you saw in him?
Well, the coach gave him some minutes to play. That helps him from the other games, but he's playing better defense. We're not going to play. All our guys got to understand there's only one way you win in the Big Ten, if you can defend. And we've been preaching it and preaching it, and some guys have to sit and watch for a little bit. And he's gotten better and better at it. But there's still, it's not like, there's guys saying, I'm not going to play. The game is going so fast sometimes, and one team plays this way. What I think really helped us was that this team played very much like Northern Kentucky, the same type of style. And so we could transition forward, take that film, learn from it, and apply it again.
Chris?
Speaking of defense, you kind of challenged Duncan to not be more physically able to play defense, but seemed to be beating guys to spots and stuff like that. How much improvement have you seen?
He's learning angles, and
Yeah.
he's, just a day-to-day rep. We actually have slowed down with everybody, just almost like some type of martial arts, how to move your feet, how to move your hands, just this slow motion so that we can understand what's happening. Instead of speed them through a drill, okay, you're not doing it right, and move on to the next drill. We're stopping the drill. We gotta get fundamentally sound defensively. So many of our guys challenge like this, and then you gotta turn your body, and then you can foul people or get blown by, just straight up chest-to-chest foul when you're contesting. So I thought we did a good job with it. It's a team that shoots the ball very well.
And then with Zach, it seems like his floor game is almost up to par where it was last
Yeah.
year, but does he just need to make a couple of shots,
Yeah,
do you
just
think?
that's all. There's nothing wrong. It looks like it's gonna go in. So if you've ever, I guess it's a putter, or it's a golfer who all of a sudden isn't making the putts, it can grow on you a little bit. He's just gotta make a couple, and he's gotta get more reps. When we get through exams here, I think he's got one more thing. When we get through exams, he'll do a lot of work. But right now, there's been time for these hours of just make shots, make shots, make shots.
You like his floor game, though?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
He's become a point forward, really, for us. We're trying to put him in all kinds of situations, and it's quite a difference for a guy who had 5 assists last year at this time after the SMU game, I think it was.
Sam?
There was a possession in the second half when you guys were up big, and you caused a shot clock violation, and you kind of bounced out of your seat,
Yeah.
and your assistant said
Yeah.
the players on the bench were just sitting there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you turned around, and
Yeah,
eventually they got it. What was
Well,
your
it
message
was,
of that?
it was, I would believe it was the Mays team. It was the guys that had come off the bench were on the floor, and they'd caused one, and that's a big thing, to cause one. Especially against a team that shoots it quickly. And so it's a big moment for us, and we gotta embrace that more. Like when somebody takes a charge, everybody stands up. We need to all stand up on that, because those are strides in the right direction.
Right over here with Phil.
You mentioned Aubrey and those first 3 steps. He said that you showed him some film detailing that for him.
Yeah.
And for him to come out today and show that after you spent the time with him, I mean, how impressive is that?
But that's the big thing that we've been stressing, not with Aubrey. I call it application, right? We've sort of given you the application, now you have to actually do it. And once you apply it, then you can be a better player. So there's a lot of, I got that, coach, and then you go back to your old habits. So those are the things we're working on with everyone, just not him, but that's one particular thing he needs to apply more to his game.
And did you want to put any player on notice the next triple-double player you expect?
No, I do not know, but that could happen with another player. I think Zach Irvin can do that as well. Just getting those, I don't know if some of the other guys can get the assists, but those 3 certainly can.
Coach, you talked about Aubrey, the game moving a little faster, him or doing too much at points. Is there a desire to sometimes temper the instinct for the 360 or the right-handed spike on the alley-oop?
Well, yeah, one of the things that I want him to have is I want him to have 2-handed rebounds. 2-handed dunks if he goes in there. But he's like we just got to get him to anticipate a little bit more what's going, and that's all part of growing as a player, right? See, he should be a really good offensive rebounder for him, but by the time he's in position to rebound, it's too late. He's got to get there earlier.
And against the 2-3 with Zach in the middle, is that a new thing, advantage to having Karras on the wing more?
We were putting everybody in the middle. We put our best passes, our taller passes, as much as we can in the middle, and then spread them with shooters. And sometimes we run a pattern that anybody can get in there. Today, there were times we were just putting this guy in there, and we're gonna play through him with our bigs in the background, either sealing in or looking over the top or looking under.